Let's just continue then with the next movie, the awesomely titled Nightmares in a Damaged Brain. Although originally released as just Nightmare, but come on, Nightmares in a Damaged Brain? I love that title, it sounds promising. So, well, let's see. Another movie with a long history of not being properly released on DVD, so I had always only seen this crappy cut version, which I didn't care for at all. So I was quite excited when I finally got to check out the full uncut version. Until, after I saw it. We followed this guy in a mental hospital who became completely unstable after a traumatic experience he had when he was a young boy. But he's now on a secret experimental drug program until he escapes. So basically, it's a slasher flick, but a quite sleazy and mean-spirited one. But also a quite boring one. The gore scenes aren't bad though, and the whole story behind these special effects is quite notorious by itself, as they were credited to the legendary Tom Savini, whose career was booming in the early 80s, but he himself denied ever being officially involved in the project, even though there is this famous picture of him on set. What his actual involvement in this movie was, we'll probably never know. So anyway, at one point we're introduced to this family, its mother, her 3 kids and her lover boy. It seems completely random and you'll be sure to get highly irritated by her annoying kids, especially this punk, CJ. He's such an asshole. He also tricks his mom into thinking that he got violently stabbed. Really funny, CJ.
Shut up! I can't hear you.
Jesus Christ, these fucking kids! Shut the hell up already! But yeah, the killer eventually goes after this family and kills some people along the way. And to me, these were the only interesting bits, but still they managed to be somewhat disappointing, like this one girl that gets killed off screen, or this guy that just gets strangled. The best part is definitely towards the end, when we finally see the boy's traumatic experience. That's pretty cool, I guess, but honestly, besides that, and I know there are quite some people out there who say that this is a classic slasher flick, but to me, honestly, it's really quite forgettable. I mean, sure, it's definitely sleazier and more mean-spirited than your average slasher flick in the early 80s, but I don't know, it was just a little boring and really not that interesting to me. It is, however, quite notorious for the fact that this distributor, David Grant, was sentenced to 18 months in prison for distributing a longer, uncertified cut of the movie, and, that's just crazy. Speaking of crazy, let's finish this video with, like I said in the beginning, a movie that's probably the most unique entry on this whole Video Nasties list. The often requested Possession. And, I have no idea how, but let's do this. So, you can either pull a what you see is what you get and say that this is a movie where a woman is having sex with an octopus kind of monster. Or you can read into it a little more and say that this movie is in a way a rather obvious allegory for the downfall or, the breakdown of a marriage or a relationship in general. Which would make sense since the director Andrzej Żuławski just came out of a failed marriage himself when he wrote and directed this movie. We follow Mark, played by a young Sam Neill, and Anna, played by the beautifully looking Isabelle Adjani. They're married, but when Mark comes back from a long time being away for work, he finds out that she isn't happy anymore and wants to separate. And later he finds out that there is also someone else involved. And that all sounds rather straightforward. Shit like this happens. Life sucks. But still, this isn't your average drama story, which becomes clear as soon as you see the hysterically over-the-top acting.
Anna, it's me!
Don't you understand? You disgust me! I can't stand you touching me! You make me...
Wow, it's very theatrical, and at points it becomes like an endurance test to sit through as both Mark and Anna go completely apeshit. Anna does take the cake when it comes to going crazy, especially in this famous scene where she goes just hysterical in this subway hallway. Jesus, calm down, lady. There's a lot of going back and forth when it comes to Mark and Anna's relationship status, I guess. And this can get a little long-winded, especially with its 2-hour running time. But I wouldn't say it ruins anything. Plus, even if it does get a little boring here and there, it still looks great. The whole movie does it. The cinematography, it really is outstanding. But still, as to what it all means, the allegory of a relationship falling apart, it only takes you that far. And yeah, you can say that the monster that Anna is creating, it's just a manifestation of her guilt and sexual desire that eventually turns into her ideal image of her husband Mark. It's the same with Mark, who meets the school teacher who he sees as the ideal version of his wife. But there's still a lot of stuff that I guess just wouldn't completely add up. That's why I myself, I just take this movie as, you know, how I see it. It's a surreal take on the downfall of a relationship with some insanely hysterical performances plus some additional artsy stuff. Don't get me wrong though, I don't mean that in a demeaning way, because, all honesty, I do really like this movie. Yep, that's Possession for you. Despite the running time that's probably just a little too long, I do actually recommend this one if you haven't seen it before. It's, well, like I said 2 times already now, and as you've seen just now, it's quite a unique movie. It's definitely something else that's, you know, just worth checking out. And that, well, that brings us to the end of this video. Nasties. Part 11 video. Only 3 more to go. 12, 13, 14. I guess we can do this, right? Well, then I see you guys in part 12 and have a nice day. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video or the stuff on my channel in general, please consider supporting all of that by going over to patreon.com/horriblereviews. There's a short video on that page, just check it out, that will explain everything. By doing so, it'll make it easier for me to make more videos and, you know, crank up the quality a little bit. You see the list of people over there? They are already supporting and, you know, that's awesome. Thank you guys. If not, doesn't matter, nothing will change. I mean, I'll still try to make as many videos as possible. So thank you and see you next time.